Hello and welcome to SaltWire today for Thursday, February 16th. I'm Scott Squires, in for Kate Walker. Many parts of our region enjoyed spring-like conditions today, but it looks like things could be very different tomorrow. Let's check in with SaltWire Network weather specialist Alistair Alders for the details.
Thanks, Scott. Well, another Friday and another weather system to talk about in Nova Scotia. This will begin as rain for most of the province. However, there will be a transition through freezing rain and ice pellets over to a bit of snow Friday night into Saturday, so certainly travel could become tricky in parts of the province. But as we take a look at the weather timeline, as the system starts to approach the province, we have periods of rain and drizzle ahead of it, developing Friday morning into the afternoon. Now, the warm front separating the warm boundary and the cold boundary will drape across the north shore of Nova Scotia and into northern Cape Breton. So along and north of that line, looking at an extended period of ice pellets or freezing rain, which is possible along the north shore of Nova Scotia into northern Cape Breton. The rest of the province starts as rain. But as we go through the night Friday into Saturday, the trailing cold front behind the system will cross the province. Temperatures cool, and we see that rain transition through a period of freezing rain and then a period of ice pellets before changing to a few snow flurries. And that period of freezing rain could be up to 4 hours. So certainly as we go through the night on Friday, we could see travel become dangerous in parts of the province. You know, freezing rain is no joke. It can certainly lead to hazardous driving conditions. The rain itself won't be significant here in Halifax, about 5 to 15 millimeters. The snow that parts of northern Nova Scotia will receive could be as much as 5 to 15 centimeters of snow and ice pellets. So just depends on where you are with this next system. However, it is going to be turning icy for everyone, so make sure you take extreme caution if you have to be out on the roads, especially tomorrow night. Scott.
The HRM Budget Committee voted on a slew of proposed changes recently. They voted against axing sidewalk clearing and eliminating weekly green card collection in the summer. However, the committee did vote to potentially add a performance-based towing program and to increase pay station hourly rates by 25%. The proposed budget passed with a few over-budget items, but councillors noticed that few reductions have been made to help lower the property tax increase, resulting in a potential tax increase higher than the recommended 8%. Nicole Monroe will have more on today's Budget Buzz at saltwire.com. Today marks the beginning of deliberations in the murder trial of William Sanderson. Sanderson is accused of first-degree murder of fellow Dalhousie University student Taylor Sampson in August of 2015. The Crown and defense presented closing arguments yesterday, and now the jury of 12 will decide the fate of the 30-year-old former med student. Sanderson has pleaded not guilty to the charge. It's unknown how long deliberations will take, but both sides will be closely monitoring the jury's progress. SaltWire's Steve Bruce has continuing coverage of the trial at saltwire.com. Nova Scotia has reported 25 new COVID-19 deaths, including one in the last week. The 24 other deaths occurred before the current reporting period of February 7th to the 14th. Hospitalizations are down, with only 33 people in hospital, including 4 in ICU, and 96 admitted for something else but have COVID-19. The IWK Health Centre is treating fewer than 5 children for the virus. This brings the total number of deaths in the province to 778, including 293 since July of 2022. Most Nova Scotians are pretty familiar with what a donaire is, but in New York, it seems they aren't getting with the times. SaltWire's John Demont has more on the donaire denial.
A few years back, Halifax City Council declared the donaire the city's official food. So there was consternation in these parts this week when it was learned that the New York Times spelling bee word game had refused to accept donaire as a legitimate word. Peter Naha is the owner of King of Donaire, the Halifax-based restaurant chain that introduced the treat to Canada in 1976.
The donaire has been around here for 50 years, and there's no denying the history that it's, comes from the doner and the kebab and the gyro family. But it's, there's been words that have been around for less than a year that are being accepted as traditional dictionary words or New York Times word puzzle games.
Of course, Naha is a businessman, and anything that gets a little publicity for his company, even if it involves a slight from one of the world's best-known newspapers, cannot be a bad thing.
This year is actually our 50th year, our 50th anniversary of King of Donair, and I guess really the word Donair coming to existence. So maybe we'll get some weight behind it this year with our celebrations we have planned.
I'm John DeMond for the SaltWire Network.
The Atlantic Sports Wire is turning its attention to the 2023 PEI Canada Games. They get underway this Saturday, and SaltWire's Jason Malloy has a spotlight on a pair of hockey players who know each other quite well.
A pair of West Hants hockey players will get an opportunity to share the experience of competing with the country's best players later this month at the Canada Games.
It's the opportunity of a lifetime. I'm really excited for it, and I can't wait to see what happens. I'm most looking forward to representing my province and playing against the best players in Canada.
I think it's going to be really special, and I'm excited to make my province proud.
Ava and Sarah have played together since they were 5 years old.
It's really special. Not a lot of people get to do that. So I'm also really grateful to have Ava through the whole process with me.
I'm really grateful that Sarah's been with me throughout the whole process, and I kind of have someone to look out for me.
The girls have had a busy schedule with the King's Edge Hill school hockey team leading up to the games.
I think we gotta focus on our season here at King's Edge Hill, but also keep preparing well for the Canada Games.
In Windsor, Nova Scotia, I'm Jason Malloy for the SaltWire Network.
You can check out Jason's full story at saltwire.com. Now to see what's coming up in the forecast, we're going to check in once again with our weather specialist, Alistair Alders.
Thank you, Scott. Well, it was an absolutely beautiful day here in Halifax. We had lots of sunshine. There was a bit of a breeze, but temperatures were in the double digits, and oh, if only it would last, with another messy system on the way for tomorrow. So this evening we'll have increasing cloudiness with the temperature near 3 degrees and a cloudy start waking up on Friday morning. And we'll see periods of rain and drizzle developing through the morning. We'll see the temperature starting the day rising from about 1 degree. As we go into the afternoon, climbing up to 7 degrees in the city, likely 5 inland, and we'll have rain continuing. However, as we head into and through Friday evening, that rain forecast to change through a period of freezing rain. Could be as much as 4 hours of freezing rain before changing to ice pellets and then a bit of snow later Friday evening and overnight into Saturday morning. So certainly travel not going to be great Friday evening here in the Halifax area and really for much of the province. So make sure you use extreme caution if you do have to be out tomorrow night. Scott.
Thanks, Alistair. That's all for now. For more extended video and full online articles, stay tuned to saltwire.com. And of course, you can find us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube. I'm Scott Squires. Thank you for spending some time with us today on SaltWire Today. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and we'll be back here tomorrow.